I welcome you all back to my YouTube channel. Presenting before you this wonderful tutorial is Tutor Addison J. Zulu, and in this tutorial we are going to talk about solving trigonometric identities that you are going to find in your exams. So we are going to practice through quite a lot of questions that will help you handle any trig identity that you may thought to verify or to prove. So we've got this is the first one. So how can you go about this first one? So if you are new to this YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe, you hit the like button. So we want to verify this trig identity. So how can you verify this trig identity? The first thing that you are supposed to do is this. You know that this is what? This is sine x. This is cos x like this. Then what is the formula for tan? You know that tan, if we having something like tan theta is equal to sine theta over what? Over cos theta. Have you seen? So which means that where there is tan, it is just the same as this. This is what it means. Have you seen? So which means where there is tan, I'm going to put this. This is what I'm going to indicate. Since they are using x, which means here I'm going to say this is what? Sine x over cos x like this cross. So I want to prove that this thing here, this expression is equal to 1 minus cos squared theta. This is what I want to prove. So how can you go about this one? You know that this and that will be what? Cancelled. These two are going to be cancelled. We are going to remain with what? Sine x times sine what? Sine x. So sine x times sine x, what do you have? Sine squared x. This is what we are going to have. So whenever you've got this one, do you know that this one, it is just the same as 1 minus cos squared theta? Do you know that? So this thing here, it is just the same as this. Hence, you have proven. So when you check the first identity there, which I taught, where I said that these are Pythagorean identities, where I said that cos squared x plus sine squared x is equal to what? Is equal to 1. This is what I told you. So as you can see, when this cos goes to the other side of the equation, you are going to have what? So this is cos. When it goes this side, it's going to be minus cos squared x. So we are going to have something like this. Have you seen? So these two are just one and the same. So we have proven this first identity. So this was our question 1. So let us go to the next question. Our question 2. So in this question 2, this is what we are given. We are told that cos x squared theta minus 1 over cos x squared theta should be equal to cos squared theta. So you want to verify this identity. So how can you verify this identity? What you need to know is that whenever you look at this first identity on top, something should come to your mind. So one of the identity is that 1 plus tan, so 1 plus, there is this 1 plus tan squared theta is equal to what? Sec squared theta. Have you seen? This is the first identity. The other one is 1 plus cot what? Squared theta is equal to cosec squared what? Theta, like this. Have you seen? So now in this case, when you look at the expression on top, so these are the two identities that are going to help us in this question. So now so let us consider this one now, the one which is down here. So when you look at this, you know that what is on top there, when this goes the other side, have you seen? So when one goes to the other side, you are going to have what? You are going to have cot squared theta is equal to cosec cosec squared theta. This is positive, so when it goes this side, minus 1. Have you seen? So which means that cot squared theta is equal to cosec squared theta minus 1. This is just one and the same. So there on top, where we've got cosec squared theta minus 1, we are going to put cot what? Cot squared theta. This is what we are going to do. So we are proving these identities. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this. So I'm going to say there on top, I'm going to say this is just the same as what? Cot squared theta. Over what? Over what? Cosec squared theta. I've got something like this. So how can I answer this question now? So you go to what? I told you these things that whenever you want to find tan is equal to what? So tan theta is equal to what? Is equal to sine theta over what? Cos what? Cos theta. This is just one and the same. Have you seen? This is just one and the same thing. Now, if you want to find cotangent, how can you go about this one? So cotangent theta is equal to, this one will change, this one will go on top, this one comes down. So it is what? Cos theta over sine what? Sine theta. This is what it means. Have you seen? So it means where there is here, there is cot squared. So we are going to introduce squared here. We are going to introduce squared here. There is a squared there. Have you seen? So there we are going to put this. This is what we are going to put there. So we've got what? Cos squared theta over what? Sine squared theta. We've got something like this. I do this. Then I say over. Over what? We've got cosec squared theta. What is cosec squared theta? I told you on other identities that you are supposed to know, where when you say cot theta is equal to what? 1 over what? Tan. This is what I said. I also remember telling you that when you've got something like cosec theta is equal to what? Is 1 over what? Sine. 1 over sine theta. This is what I told you. Have you seen? So which means where there is cosec squared, so we are also going to put a squared there. This is what we are going to do. So this thing down here, it is just the same as 1 over sine squared what? Theta. This is just one and the same thing. Have you seen? This is just one and the same thing. You do this. Have you seen? This is what you are going to do. So once you reach at this stage, whenever you reach at this stage, so you want to prove that this O expression is equal to cos squared theta. So what are you going to do? What you are going to do is this. You know that this is the same as what? This is equal to what? We've got cos squared theta over sine squared what? Theta. So this is what? Division. So when it changes to times, the sine squared theta goes on top, then the one comes down like this. So this and that will be cancelled. We are going to have a 1 there. Cos squared theta times 1, it is what? Cos squared theta. Then this is 1. 1 times 1, it is 1. So this is the answer. We have verified this. This is what you are supposed to do, and this is what you need to understand. So I've just proven that identity. Have you seen? So this is how you are supposed to be working out these identities. Let us go to question 3. This is our question 4. So how can we verify this identity? So how can you verify this identity? Cot squared theta plus 1 sine squared theta minus 1 is equal to negative cot squared theta. How can you verify this? So if you are watching this video, you can pause a bit, then confirm with the answer that I'm going to find. So the way you are going to answer this one, you know I gave you the first identity there. I remember telling you this. Whenever you've got cot squared theta plus 1, the identity for this one is what? Is cosec. Is cosec what? Cosec squared theta. This is the identity for that. Have you seen? Then what is the identity for this one? What is the identity for this one? The identity for that one is minus cos squared theta. This is the identity for that one. So when you check, you've got sine squared x plus, cos squared theta. So I can put x or theta. So I'll just say x like this, and sine squared x should be equal to what? Should be equal to 1. So this means that when this number comes this other side, have you seen we've got sine? So when this one goes this other side, so when we want to find that one, so when cos goes this other side, have you seen cos is going that other side? So which means that what we are going to have is that cos, when this one comes this side, we are going to have sine squared x. Have you seen? So when 1 comes this side, we are going to have minus 1, which is equal to cos will go this other side, to the other side of the equation, it will be negative cos squared theta. Have you seen? So this is just one and the same thing. So that is the identity that you are supposed to know. So now, after reaching at this stage, so we want to prove that this is equal to that. So after reaching at this stage, what you need to consider next is that you know that this one is what? This one is what? 1 over sine squared theta. Just one and the same thing. This is what it is. Then we've got this other one. This is negative cos. Have you seen cos squared theta? Then we've got over 1, so that we have 2 fractions there. Then we just do what? Then we just multiply. So 1 times that one, we are going to have negative cos squared theta over 1 times sine squared theta times 1. It is sine. We are going to have sine squared theta like this. This is what we are going to have. This is equal to what now? So you know that whenever you've got sine, whenever you've got cos over sine, what is the answer? It is what? Cos over sine, it is cot. But when it is sine over cos, it is tan. So this is what? Cot. Since there is a square there, so I put a square, cot squared theta. There is this negative, so I include a negative here. So this is the answer I've proven, just the same as that one. Have you seen? So this is how you are supposed to be working out all these things that I'm trying to explain with you here. So these are simple stuffs that you need to practice. These are things that you need to be working out. So now let us move to the next question. Let us move to the next question now. Let us move to the next question. So we are moving to the next question. So what is the next question saying? This is the next question. So the next question is saying cosec. So we've got cosec theta squared minus tan like this. Then we've got like this. So we've got something like this. Then here we've got pi over 2 minus theta is equal to what? 1. So we want to verify this. So we want to verify that this one is equal to what? It is equal to 1. So how can you verify this one? How can you go about this question? So the easiest way for you to handle this question, or for you to answer this question, this is what you are going to do. So we are going to do a simple thing here. We are going to revise through something. So here now, when you check cotangent identities there, so when you check those cotangent identities, there's something that you need to know and understand, or there's something that you noticed. So when you look at this thing here, have you seen this? So since there is a square there, tan pi over 2 minus theta, it is cot. Have you seen? It is cotangent. So I'm going to write the expression that is here. And so I'm going to write this expression. So what is the expression here? So I'm going to say this is cosec squared theta minus, I've told you that this is what? Cot. So these are some of the identities that you are supposed to know. So this video will help you revise through trigonometric identities. I believe you are going to encounter 1 or 2 questions from here in your exams. So these are identities that will help you understand this clearly and very well. So how can you handle this one? I've told you this is cot. So cot squared theta. This is what we've come up with. Have you seen? This is what we've come up with. So now, how can we go about this question? How can we handle it and how can we answer it? So, the way that you are going to answer this question, this is the way in which you are going to answer this question. So, what you are going to do is this. You know that here where there is what? Here we've got what? We've got, this is what we are having here. What are we having? We are having, this is what? Cosec squared theta minus tan squared theta. When you reach here now, this is what you need to know and understand. We've got this 1 plus cot squared theta is equal to cosec squared theta. This is the identity that you are supposed to know. So I just want to make you understand this before I proceed. This is one of the identities that you are supposed to know. 1 plus cot squared theta is equal to cosec squared theta. So now, this is the identity that you are supposed to know. So I want to bring out a point here. So when you look at all this, have you seen? So when we get this one here, when we take it to the other side of the equation, what are we going to have? We are going to have 1 is equal to what? We've got cosec squared theta. So in this one goes this side, you are going to have minus cot squared theta. This is what we are going to have. Have you seen? So this is what you are going to have. So this means that this whole expression there, this one cosec squared theta minus cot squared theta is equal to what? 1. So this is the same as 1 is equal to 1. We've proven these two are just one and the same thing. Have you seen? So these are some of the identities that you are supposed to know and understand. So let's make sure we know and understand how to solve all these identities that I'm giving you. So let us now go to the next question. So let us move to the next question. So we are just revising through these identities. What if you are given something like this? This is too simple. Tan x cos x is equal to sin x. How can you go about this one? How can you handle this one? So how can you handle this type of an identity you are told to verify? So how can you verify this kind of an identity? So this is very simple. I believe you are going to understand whatsoever that I'm going to do here. So how can you work out this? How can you go about this? So what you need to know is that what is tan? So I'm just from telling you. Tan is what? Sin x over what? Cos x. This is sine. So that is sine. It is being multiplied by what? Cos x. So we put 1 there so that we balance. This and that will be cancelled. So you're going to have 1 times sine x times 1. It is what? Sine x, like that. Over what? Over 1 times 1, 1, which is equal to what? Sine x. So this is sine x, which is the same as that one there. Have you seen the way I'm answering this? This is how you are supposed to answer these questions. So this is good for you. This is good for you to revise through. So let's make sure we understand all these identities. And make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel so that each time I upload a new content, you get to be notified. And make sure you like the video. So let us move to the other part. Let us move to the other part. Let us answer this question. So how can you go about this question? How can you handle this next question? So let me give you the next question that we are going to practice. The next question that we are having. So how can we answer this question? So you can pause the video a bit so that you practice this, then confirm with your answer. So the way we are going to answer this one, it is this way. So whenever you've got something like this, have you seen? So the first identity. So these are basic identities that I'm using, and these are identities that we need to be familiar with. So we've got that one. We all know this one. So these are basic identities that we need to know and understand. So when you look at this, have you seen? So you want to prove that cos squared x minus sine squared x is equal to what? 1 minus 2 sine squared x. So you want to prove that. So how can you prove that? You know, what is this thing here? Have you seen? Cos squared x. So when this one goes this other side, have you seen here? So cos squared x is equal to what? 1 minus sine squared x. Have you seen? I've just, this one has gone to the other side of the equation. This is positive. When it comes here, it is minus. This is what I've just done. So cos squared x, it is just the same as this. So where there is cos squared x, I'm going to put this. Have you seen? Then I want to find sine squared x. Sine squared x is cos what? 1 minus what? 1 minus what am I going to have? 1 minus what? So 1 minus what? What am I going to have? So you know that when you go this other side, you know that this one is the opposite of that sine cos squared x. These are two important identities that you are supposed to know. Have you seen? So here where there is cos squared x, have you seen? So be mindful of the answer that is here. Have you seen? So now here I'm going to say, I'm going to put what? I'm going to put 1 minus cos squared x. Have you seen? Then I say, have you seen? The answer was sine there. This one was sine. So sine squared x. Then I say minus what? This same sine squared x. So that here, have you seen here? It is giving me something like that. So you know, okay, there is no need of putting down this thing here. Have you seen? So I do this. I know that, okay, this is, so whenever I'm given cos squared x, it is just the same as 1 minus sine squared x. Then I write down that one, minus sine squared x. Have you seen? So I want to prove that this one is equal to this. This is what I want to prove, or rather verify. So this is what you are supposed to know and understand. You know, negative and negative, they are going to add. So 1 minus what? 2 sine squared theta. So this is your answer. Have you seen? When you check, it is the same as that one. So this is how you are supposed to verify these identities. Have you seen? So this is how you are supposed to work out these identities. If this video is helping you, don't forget to comment something in the comment section. Don't forget to drop something that you've learned in this video. So let us look at another identity. So I've got quite interesting identities that I want us to discuss together. So these are the basic identities that you need to make sure that you know. So let's make sure we understand them. Let's make sure we know how to solve and how to verify these identities. These are good identities that will help us through. So now let us move to the other part. Let us move to the other part. Let us move to the next question. So we move to the next question. So we move to the next question. This is the identity here saying cosec squared x minus 1 over cosec squared x is equal to cos squared x. So we want to verify this one. So how can you verify this one? So the first thing that you are supposed to do whenever you want to verify this, the first thing that you need to consider is this. So this is what you need to consider. This is what you need to know. So now, when you look at this thing on top here, when you look at this expression on top, have you seen, when you look at this expression, this is the expression on top. So when you look at that expression on top, when you consider this part, you forget about the minus there. When you consider this part, cosec squared x, cosec squared x is what? 1 then over, have you seen, 1 over sine squared x. Then you say minus, the one that is there minus 1. Then over, you say over. So you want to make sure that this part is exactly that other part. This is what we want to do. So now over, we've got also cosec there. So that is also what? 1 over sine what? Sine squared x. Have you seen? So we've got two expressions. We've got the expression on top and the expression which is what? Which is down. This is what we need to do. So I'm going to say this is equal to what now? So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to express these two as a single fraction. Have you seen? This is what I'm going to do. Then I express them as a single what? Single fraction. So I've got 1 over sine squared x minus 1 over 1. What is the lowest common denominator there? The lowest common denominator is sine squared x. This is what I'm going to do. Have you seen? This is what you are going to do. So this into that, it's 1. 1 times 1, it's 1 minus this into that, it is this one. This 1 times 1, this one will come. Sine squared x. Have you seen? So this is what? This is your answer. So we have expressed that. Have you seen? This is how you need to do it. So we have expressed that as a single fraction. Then that single fraction, we are saying it is being divided by this. So this same answer here, we divide it by what this is. We've got 1 over what? 1 over sine squared x, like this. So I'm showing you strategies that will help you answer this question in an exam. So these are basic strategies that I'm giving you here that will help you handle any trig identity in your exams. So let's make sure we follow this. Let's make sure we understand this tutorial. So don't forget to share this video. So now, here what I need to do, here this one changes to times. So the moment this one changes to times, you know that this one will go on top, then the one will come down. This is what is going to happen. So I'm going to do this. I know that that one, when changes to times, the sine squared x will go on top, then over what? The 1 will come down. This is what I need to do. Have you seen? So this one and this one, they are going to cancel out. So this one times the 1 that is remain, that one, 1. There, 1. So this 1 minus sine squared x times 1, it is what? 1 minus sine squared x. This is what I need to do and understand. Have you seen? So this is the answer that I've gotten. So this is not my answer. The question is saying, what is the question saying? I want to verify that this one is equal to that. Have you seen? So what you need to do is this. You know that, okay, the identity, the basic identity that we've been doing, I've written this over and over. I think we've now known it like this. This is the identity that I've been giving you. So whenever you're talking about cos, this is cos. So cos squared x is equal to what? 1. When this one goes this other side, it is minus sine squared x. Have you seen? So when you look at this part here, the part that is here, it is just exactly as this one here. So this one here, it is just the same as what? Cos squared x. This is just one and the same. Have you seen? So this is equal to what? Cos squared x. It is just one and the same thing. It is just one and the same thing. So this is what you are supposed to do. This is what you are supposed to understand. Have you seen? So these are the questions that I had for you. Thank you so much for watching this tutorial. Let us make sure we watch the video, we like, and we comment something. Thank you so much. And I'm your tutor. I'm your tutor, Harrison J. Zulu. So these are my names. Like I've told you, I'm tutor Harrison J. Zulu, and if you want to communicate with me, this is the WhatsApp line that you can communicate with me. Or if you've got any question that you want us to answer, you've got a tutorial sheet, I can do that for you at a given fee. So this is my WhatsApp line, +2609710666747. This is my number. Thank you so much. Don't forget to like the video, comment, and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Share with your friends and family. Thank you so much.